What's going on, guys? It's Joby here, and welcome to not only my very first Call of Duty Advanced Warfare video, but also at the start of a brand new series that I have never done on this channel called Top 5. So basically, is what this Top 5 series is going to be, is I'm going to do it every single week and list different Top 5s for every single episode. For instance, Top 5 EXO launchers, Top 5 EXOs, Top 5 weapons, all of that stuff I'm going to be putting in the Top 5 series. So if there's anything that you want me to do in the future that I haven't thought of already, then definitely post that in the comments below and you might see yours in a future episode. But in this Top 5 video, I'm going to be showing you the top 5 weapons, in my opinion, on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, coming in at number 5 is the SN6 SMG. Now, not many people like the SMGs, to be honest with you, because, you know, in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, it's unlike any other Call of Duties, you know, with the verticality, with the exosuits, you can jump basically anywhere, and you've got really, really long lines of sight, which is why the assault rifles definitely dominate in this game, because they're like an all-rounder gun. They can kill from short distance, from long range. They're just really, really solid guns. But this gun, the SN6, is definitely the most powerful SMG that I can find, not only because it's got a really good solid RPM, but the recoil is nearly zero. Now, as I was saying before, not many people like them because of the long lines of sight and all that, and the assault rifles are basically dominating them. But if you play smart and stay in the close quarter areas, and you know, depending on what map you're playing on and what game type, especially in free-for-all, it's really good because people are spawning all around you really, really close, and then you can definitely go on a tear and kill some people. Another thing to mention is that if you get good at this gun, eventually Sledgehammer is going to either buff the SMGs or nerf the assault rifles. When that does happen, because you've already got used to the SMGs and you've already got used to this gun and, you know, adapted a playstyle for this gun, you're going to be dominating the battlefield when that buff does come out. Coming in at number 4, we have the Moors Sniper. Now, I just thought I'd put this out here before we get into it. I'm absolutely terrible at sniping. I'm the worst, probably one of the worst, which is why you're not seeing any gameplay in a public match here. I'm just going against a target practice. So, if you're wondering why I'm not going against actual players, it's because I'm absolutely terrible. Now, just because I'm bad at sniper rifles, it doesn't mean that I don't know that this gun is an absolute beast, because this is the one-shot kill nearly anywhere you shoot them from all ranges. But just like the SMGs, you gotta play smart. You gotta play sneaky. You can't be running in there, running the hard point, you know, quick scoping everyone. It doesn't work like that anymore, because the exosuits, you can easily dodge the sniper bullets, especially since this one has to reload like after every shot. You want to play smart, dominate those long area of sights by going on buildings, just trying to flank them as much as you can. Just do all that and play smart. Now, another thing to mention is that if you're going to use any sniper rifle, especially the Moors, is that you need to use a variable scope on it, because as you can see here, with the regular scope, for some reason, wherever I shoot, the bullet always goes down and to the right a little bit. For some reason, I think it's like a coding glitch, I'm not quite sure, but as you can see here, I'm shooting right dead center in the middle, and it's going down to the right a bit. But hey, if I swap to the variable scope and do the exact same thing once again, this time it goes dead center in the middle where I shoot, and not to the left, not to the right, exactly where I shoot. So if you're going to use this gun or any sniper in general, make sure to use the variable scope, because it'll help you stay on target, and especially if you're going for those long range shots, which is essential to get your aim on point. Coming at number 3, we have the HBR-A3 assault rifle. Now, the reason I wanted to mention this gun is because, you know, it's just a really, really good all-rounder gun. No matter what range you're at, no matter whether you're in close quarters, long range, it's just a really, really solid gun. But I definitely recommend putting a red dot sight, because in my opinion, these iron sights aren't the best in the world. So putting a red dot sight on will save you those gunfights and save some deaths. But like I was saying before, this is a really all-round gun. It's got a really good RPM, really good damage. The recoil ain't too bad, to be honest with you, which is why it's in my number 3 spot. Now, I also wanted to mention this other assault rifle, the AK-12, because it's definitely worth mentioning, because it's a really solid gun. And in my opinion, the HBR-A3 is a little bit more powerful than the AK-12, because I wasn't quite sure which one to put in the number 3 spot, so I decided to mention them both. Now, like I was saying before, the second gun that I'm going to be mentioning is the AK-12, simply because, in my opinion, it is nearly identical to the HBR-A3. However, there are two statistics that stand out to each of the guns. Now, what I mean by this is that the HBR-A3 has a better and faster rate of fire than the AK-12, while the AK-12 does more damage per bullet to the enemy every time. So if your accuracy is on pinpoint, then you'll want to use the AK-12, because you'll want to be doing as much damage to the enemy as possible. However, if you're like me and your accuracy isn't so good, then you want to be using the HBR-A3, because if you do get into a gunfight and you happen to miss a bullet, the RPM will compensate for the bullet that you missed. Now, coming in at number 2 spot, we have the IMR. Now, I was really debating whether to put this the number 1 spot because it is a really good gun, and I definitely think that because it's a 4-round burst, which means that every time you pull the trigger, 4 rounds shoot out, and there's a little bit of delay in between each burst, so it's not that much, but it's definitely noticeable. And people, because of the 4-round burst, like I was saying, people tend to not use this gun because they don't like, they would rather, you know, constantly be able to shoot, but this gun is really powerful and dominates long range because it's got 0 recoil. Now, when I first started using this gun, I put on the foregrip on because that is nearly the first attachment that I lock on every single gun every single time. And when I was using this gun with the foregrip on, I was like, oh my god, this gun is an absolute beast, dominating the long range lines of sight area unless I was going against a sniper, but then I could easily juke them out with the exosuit. But when I wanted to put something else on that was more beneficial, maybe it was the quick draw or stock, when I put that on, I noticed that there was no difference in recoil whatsoever. You know, it was just as accurate as it was before, whether I put the foregrip on or not. Maybe if I hit fired, it was a little bit better, but aiming down the sights, I did not notice anything whatsoever. So if you're going to use this, don't use a foregrip. Now, another thing to mention is that this has got the best damage in its class. So what this means is that this gun, out of all the assault rifles, this gun does the most amount of damage per bullet to the enemy. Now, obviously, that's a really good thing because you want to be dealing as much damage to the enemy as possible to winning them gunfights. But if that isn't enough, with the 0 recoil, the 4-round burst, dominating long range, and also the best damage in its class, it also prints ammos to its reserve. So every 5 seconds, it prints 4 rounds to its reserve, which is absolutely amazing in my opinion. So there's no need for scavenger whatsoever. There's no need to picking up another weapon. You can just print ammo while you're going about your day. And as I was saying before, although it is a 4-round burst, it dominates long range because there's 0 recoil, and there's no need for a foregrip because of that, so you save an extra attachment slot. It's the best damage in its class out of all the assault rifles, and it also prints ammo, so definitely check this gun out if you haven't already, and I guarantee that you won't be disappointed. Now, coming at the number 1 spot, of course, everyone knew this from the start. As soon as they saw the thumbnail, as soon as they clicked on this video, they knew what was going to be number 1, and that gun is, of course, the BAU 27 assault rifle. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this gun so good? Why is like 80% of the players want every time when I go into a public lobby using this gun? Well, that's because it's got a combination of an assault rifle and SMG. Well, why is it like this? Because it's got a fast rate of fire like an SMG and the range and damage of an assault rifle. So with the damage and range it's really good at long range, and also the recoil isn't that bad, although it does flick up a little bit after every shot. So if you do need the foregrip, I definitely recommend him putting it on. And it's also really good at close quarter combat because of the rate of fire it's got. So if you do happen to get into a gunfight with another person that's got an assault rifle in close quarter, you're most likely going to win that gunfight. Now, the reason why the rate of fire is so high is because it speeds up over time, meaning that the longer you're shooting, the faster you'll shoot them bullets. But obviously, eventually you'll run out, so it's not like a godlike weapon that's like shooting 1,000 bullets every second. Eventually, you will run out of bullets and you'll have to reload, and because you've stopped firing, when you start shooting again, it'll have to speed up the rate of fire once again. So guys, that was my top 5. Let me know what yours is in the comments below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you thought that this was helpful in any way. And subscribe to earn a 100G achievement and stay updated with all the latest videos I'm going to be posting throughout this next 2 years. But anyway guys, my name is Joby, and I'm out. Peace.